Good morning, boys and girls. So what we are going to do today is we are going to be talking about fictional narratives. Last quarter, what we did was you guys did personal narratives. So you thought of memories very dear to your hearts. You talked about your favorite places. You talked about your favorite memories, the first time doing things. So now we are going to talk about fictional narratives. I'm really excited about this unit because I feel like you guys are so creative and all you want to do is tell me stories and come up with different characters and, come up with different settings, and you guys already do that stuff. So I'm excited to kind of put this in writing. So fictional narrative is fictional, okay? It's not true. It's in the title, fictional narrative. They are not true, all right? And the purpose of this writing is to entertain the reader. So we've talked about the purposes of writing, which equal pi: persuasive, informational, and entertainment. So we have only been focusing on the entertainment portion of writing, and we are going to continue to do that. So a fictional narrative has a setting. Okay, the setting is where the story takes place. We've talked about that before. Has characters, and we've talked about this before. They have to have characters, people in the story. It doesn't always have to be people. It could be animals. It could be a pencil. It could be a desk. It could be anything that you want to be the character in the story. But it also has to have a plot. The plot is the most important part of your story. It are the events of the story, okay? What are the characters doing in the story to cause a problem, to cause some type of rising action in the story, okay? And then the climax is where all of it happens. And then the falling action is where the problem is kind of being solved, the characters are working together, something is happening to where the action in the story that was so intense is kind of slowing down. So, all I want to do today is I am going to model for you what you are going to be doing tomorrow. So today's lesson is only a lesson, simple as that. You're just watching and listening to me. And then tomorrow you are going to be doing what I am doing today. So, what I have here are these spinners, and I am not going to actually spin it. Well, I guess I could. I have a paper clip right here. I am going to spin, and what this helps is some of you have a hard time coming up with ideas to write. Who is the story going to be about? Where is the story going to take place? What is the problem in the story? So just kind of get your brain starting to think about this type of writing. I'm going to supply this with you tomorrow, and I know you're not going to be able to spin it. You can, if you have a printer, print this out when I give this to you online. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose a random character. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this paper clip down here in the middle. I'm going to put my pen here, and I'm going to flick it. All right, adventurous young boy. So after you do that, you're going to also have this paper, okay? So you have adventurous young boy. That is your character. You're going to put that where it says character. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the setting. Let's see if this goes around a little bit better than it did for the character. All right, a fancy restaurant. All right. So I'm going to go back to my paper, and for the setting, I'm going to put fancy restaurant. I can already think of a problem that I might want to add for this. Because if there is an adventurous young boy at a fancy restaurant, I can only imagine possibly what he is going to want to do. Kind of makes this fun. But just for the sake of this activity, I am going to choose this problem. Now, like I did, I can already think of an issue, a problem between the character and this setting right here. Like I said before, an adventurous young boy in a fancy restaurant, that might not come together so well for parents or people that are working there. So, if you want to and you can think of an issue on your own, then you can do that. But I am going to choose one of these problems. Let's see what I get. Always feels ignored. Okay, so here's what you're going to do now. Is we have talked about how to write a summary with these exact words. Somebody, wanted, but, so, and then. So when we have come up with a story and we are trying to create a summary, these are the words that we usually use. So now what we're going to do to kind of help you start out your story is you're going to work backwards. We are creating our summary, and then when we actually go to write a small paper, we are going to add in all of the details that are the rising action and the falling action. So the story was about, we're going to just go and put the character, and adventurous young boy and what did the main character want? So if the problem was he always feels ignored, he wanted to be noticed. And so on the side I'm going to put always felt ignored. All right, but what was the problem? Perhaps since they're at a fancy restaurant, the boy was always feeling ignored. Maybe the parents have an important meeting that they have to go to. So here I'm just kind of coming up with things in my mind that could possibly cause this problem. They're also thinking of cause and effect. Okay, so why would the adventurous young boy feel ignored? And thinking about the setting, fancy restaurant. I'm going to put down, let's just say, one possible reason could be parents are always in meetings. Okay. There could be anything else. There could also be other reasons. So what does the character do? Maybe he decides to throw food at people. So we're creating the climax, okay? Something is wrong. We're creating our own story. So the young boy decides to throw food at the people his parents are at dinner with. So how is the problem solved? Well, perhaps obviously the parents are going to be really upset, but those would be details that would be in the story once we start writing the story. So at the very end, how about we'll say the parents and boy talk about why he did that. These don't have to be complete sentences. Parents realize they were ignoring him. And then they promised to give him more attention. So this is a really good technique for getting a paper started because you're working backwards. Okay, so right then and there, I was able to come up with pretty much my entire story. But when I go back in and I have to create my draft, I am obviously going to have to fill in the details that maybe as they were walking into the restaurant, at the beginning of the restaurant, what were the people doing, how was he feeling. We're going to be putting in all of the specific details, the descriptive language, adding more adjectives and things like that. And then we're going to talk about his feelings as to what brought him to throw the food, why he would do that, obviously knowing some of the consequences. And then what everybody was thinking and feeling and the sounds that he was hearing as he was throwing the food. So all of those things we're going to be putting into our paper when we do our draft. So this was really good to do because now we have an idea of what the character wanted, what was the problem, what did he do, and then how was the problem solved. So now all we have to do is go in, like I said, and fill in the important details, okay? So this is what you guys are going to do tomorrow. You are more than welcome to do what I did, okay? I think this is really fun because you could get many different characters over here with different types of settings and different problems, and they may not fit together, but the really fun thing about writing is that you can make it anything you want, okay? It doesn't have to make sense. Well, it has to make sense, but it's fictional, okay? It's not true. If you want to use this technique right here, you can, or if you already have a creative mind, which many of you do, you are more than welcome to come up with your own character, your own setting, and your own problem. But I do still want you to use this format right here. I will be typing this up on a Google Doc for you, and you will be doing this tomorrow for writing. I'm going to put this video as well in the Tuesday folder for you. Well, I can't say folder. I will be putting this labeled Tuesday for you tomorrow so that you can go ahead and watch this if you forget what you have to do, okay? So all I need for you tomorrow is I need this, all right? And then you will just share it with me when you are completed. So this is what's going to get our thinking and our brains started for our fictional writing. All right, I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And I hope you are also excited about starting this writing unit. I will talk to you guys later.